Ooh. Wow. Look at that. This is one of the best plain croissants I've tried so far in my search for the best bakeries in Sydney. Welcome to episode 5 of my mission to find the best bakery in Sydney. If you haven't been following, that's okay, let me bring you up to speed. The idea for this series kind of came about when I went to Melbourne and checked out Almond Croissant for the first time. Long story short, I absolutely loved it, but that got me thinking, is there a bakery in Sydney that is perhaps as good or maybe even better than Almond Croissant? Since then, I've been to places like AP Bakery, Tenacious Bakehouse, Load Pies and Pastries, and Humble Bakery. We are now at episode 5. I've placed the previous 4 episodes in my description box and also at the end of this video so that you can peruse them at your own time. But today in episode 5, we are going to go check out Flour and Stone, a Woolloomooloo local favorite. So get your sweet tooth ready and come on, let's go! Flour and Stone is located at 53 Riley Street in Woolloomooloo, a 10-minute walk from Town Hall Station or King's Cross Station. It is a classic bakery serving coffee, pastries and cakes, plus sandwiches, sausage rolls and savoury pies. They have a small cafe that allows you to sit down for some coffee while you enjoy their pastries, but also a larger space down the road at 43 to 45 Riley Street where their bakery is actually located and also where you will find the full selection of their pastries. They open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays, and are closed on Sundays. But word to the wise, get there as close to opening time as possible if you want to get your hands on their best sellers. This is actually my second time attempting to shoot content here. I arrived last week at 1 p.m. and the shelves were basically empty. Even today on my second attempt at 9 a.m. on a Saturday, most of their pastries were already cleaned out. You can also choose to call and order ahead to make sure you don't miss out. Another advantage of doing this is that you can pick it up here at this cute little window. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend. Bye. Oh yeah, fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so I'm back. Let me show you what I got. I'm just gonna move this bag out of the way. Start with, got myself an almond croissant. Maybe like that so you can see it. If this is not the first bakery series that you've watched of mine, you would know that I would never go to a bakery and not get their plain croissant. But if you've never seen one of my episodes, I will get to why in a second. Got myself one of their famous apple tarts right there. And this is their chocolate, raspberry, and buttermilk. Look at that. My cheesecake got squashed. I'm so sad. I'm gonna try to see if I can salvage it. And disclaimer, I'm no expert cook or baker, but the reason I like starting with a plain croissant is because it has absolutely nothing to hide behind in terms of filling or toppings or cream, which is why you can absolutely tell the skills of the baker in question and also the ingredients used in it. That are the 2 major factors that would determine if a plain croissant is good or not. So that's why I always start off with a plain croissant. So here's the plain croissant, and the first thing I want to hear, I should say, is the crunch. I've used, by the way, a serrated knife because I had some feedback in my other videos that I should be using one to get a clean cut. So let's see if this actually works out in my favor. Alright, well, moment of truth. Ooh. Listen to that crunch. Beautiful. Ooh. Wow. Look at that. And I'm sorry if by the way, if I'm a bit red because I've just been hit by the hay fever. I have taken medication, so hopefully I can get this video done in one piece. But anyway, so we've cut open the plain croissant now. You can definitely see the second thing that I always look out for, which is those bubbly layers. I mean, just look at it. It is a literal work of art. And can I just say also for $8.50, while it's not the cheapest plain croissant, it is very decently sized. Yeah, it looks good, it smells good, but does it taste good? Well, let's find out. Guys, this is so good. Honestly, I would even venture as far as to say that this is one of the best plain croissants I've tried so far in my search for the best bakeries in Sydney. So this effectively means that Flour and Stone have passed the litmus test, and now we are going to be trying out some of their bestsellers. But we're going to take a little bit of a break from their pastries for a sec and try out one of their most well-known pastries actually, which is their fine apple tart. I'm gonna change camera angles so you get like a nice little close-up of this beautiful pastry. And here we go, guys. I mean, look at how intricate those layers of apple are. It's just beautiful. I'm gonna see if I can cut this open without, oh, there's a little loose end there. So let's see if we can get that. Oh, that kind of cut through quite smoothly, actually. So let's see. Yeah, so look, it's got actually a bit of filling as well. I thought it was not going to have any filling just because of how thin it was, but there is a bit of apple filling and apple slices at the top. So that's the apple pie right there. I'm going to see if I can do a little close-up so you can see, and we are going to try this out. So yeah. Oh my god, you guys. I now totally get why this is one of their best sellers. It looks really thin, but there's actually quite a lot in it. And the apple in it, inside and outside, are cooked to perfection. This is so good, you guys. I highly recommend you try this. Next up, we have got their chocolate, raspberry, and buttermilk. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm already in love. Hopefully you can see it. I am gonna switch camera angles now so that you get a little close-up of this beauty. So here we go. Here's the little beauty. We are going to give you a little close-up. Give us a little close-up. And I'm gonna slice through it now. Hopefully this is gonna work out. Okay. I think that cut through fairly easy. So let's see if the... Oh, look at that. I just think it looks so beautiful. I'm just gonna give you a little close-up. And we're gonna give this a go. It looked like it was gonna be like kind of a mud cake consistency, but honestly, it's so light and fluffy, like mousse. I mean, you just can't go wrong with chocolate. This is really good, guys. I think here's another one to add to your list. So next up, we have the cake that I absolutely annihilated on the way back. So it does not look anything like the picture, unfortunately. But just for reference, this is what it usually looks like. We're trying out the lemon almond ricotta. It is a cake that they only serve on Saturdays. But that is the cake that we're trying out next, the lemon almond and ricotta. So I will now switch again to the other camera angle so you get a little close-up of this beautiful thing. This thing with inner beauty. So I'm just gonna slice through it. Despite all the damage that I've done to this cake, I have to say it still is smelling beautiful. So there you go. Look at that, that's beautiful. I am gonna now give this a go so I can tell you if it tastes as good as it looks, or well, how it used to look. So that's the cake. The lemon curd is really good. This is delicious, my god. I'm gonna say this is one of the favorite things that I've tried here so far. But we're now gonna jump back into the croissant journey. I saw their almond croissant and I just thought, you know what? In all the now five episodes of my bakery food tours, I don't think I've ever tried an almond croissant, and because of just how beautiful this looked, I had to get it. And again, now I'm gonna switch camera angles so you get a little close-up of how beautiful this pastry is. So here we have it. I'm just gonna try to put it in a slightly better light, and we are gonna serrate that now. Guys, by the way, and here we go. Ooh. Look at those layers. That's a beauty. Let's give this a go. And you know, despite my hay fever, I can still smell how amazing this pastry is. So let's give this a go. So this almond croissant is not bad at all, but I guess it's just because I was so overwhelmed at how good the plain croissant was that now that I'm having this almond croissant, I'm not sure if there is a big enough difference between the plain croissant and the almond croissant for it to justify the price difference, I guess. But it is still really good, and if you're a fan of almond croissants, you should probably still get this. But overall, in comparison to all the other bakeries that I've been to so far in this series, I have to say this is the best one yet. I would even venture as far as to say that this and Tenacious Bakehouse has been my top 2 best bakeries in Sydney that I've checked out so far. But I want to hear from you. If you've been following this series so far, what do you think is the best bakery in Sydney? Let me know in the comment section. But if you haven't been following, that's okay too. Let me know in the comment section what you think is the best bakery in Sydney so that I can add it to my list of bakeries to check out. I've included some links to some of the other bakeries in Sydney that I've checked out at the end of this video so that you can go ahead and peruse any of them. But before you go, if you found this video helpful, informative, or perhaps even just a little entertaining, I would really appreciate a like and subscribe, as it really helps my tiny little channel out. I also have plenty of other Sydney-based content which I've collated as a playlist. YouTube doesn't allow links in the description boxes anymore, but if you go to my profile and scroll through my playlist, the Sydney playlist should be playlist number 3. I also upload every Saturday, so be sure to also turn on that bell notification when you are subscribing so that you can start your weekends with me. And if you got to this point of the video, I want to thank you so much for your support. I mean it when I say it means absolutely everything to me as a small content creator. I do hope that you have a fantastic day ahead, or that you've already had a good day. As always, I will see you soon in the next video.